having a look at this video. Today's just a little project. I'm going to spend probably a couple of hours, 2 or 3 hours down here sorting this out. So yeah, I've got a couple of old fire extinguishers. I'm collecting a lot of stuff now that I need to have a better way of displaying, showing off, and keeping organised in the shed. I've got a lot of stuff laying around, as you can see. Got some shelves built up here, but today I'm going to build a display, I guess, a board and some brackets to display these old fire extinguishers. So got a decent sized fire extinguisher here, a smaller brass one, and this is the same as the brass one but a chrome version. So I'll talk about these a little bit later on once I've put them up on the wall. But yeah, I went shopping, bought some brackets and hooks and nuts and bolts and stuff that I need to do this job, a piece of board that's behind me, and the plan is to mount them on the wall in the back of the shed there up above, so once the trailer and everything's pushed in they can still be up here nicely on display. Got a LED spotlight that attaches to the ceiling. I can sort of position that, point that towards them as well. Just keeps them safe up out of the way instead of having them laying around and on shelves and places where they could get knocked over and damaged and stuff. So first thing I've got to do is get everything out of the road, call Big Chief and the trailer out, get the shed cleared, and then we'll sort out, and I'll show you what I'm going to do as far as building the display board goes. So now that I've got a bit of room to move and work in here, this is a piece of board that I'm going to be using for this, and this is the area that I'm going to put on the wall here. So this is 1200 by 600, and I've got some hooks. I'm thinking with the hooks on it I can take the extinguishers off, take this board off the wall, and whatever I do on the back of it, I'll be able to use it as a display if I take it out to any other events. Farming Like Grandad would be a good place to take something like this as well, just to set it up along with the other firefighting stuff that I've got, the pumps and everything. Farming Like Grandad got cancelled this year, unfortunately, thanks COVID. Yeah, still got restrictions here because of COVID and social distancing and stuff, and they didn't want the event to go ahead, so never mind, hopefully next year. So that's the board. This is my little box of tricks from shopping the other day. So I've got these nice big hooks, and they all get dynabolted. Came in a pack of 5, but I only need 2, so I'll dynabolt 2 of these into the wall and then drill holes through this so that I can hang the board and then put the extinguishers back on. Tool clips, I need these because I'm missing, I've got one of the brackets for the brass extinguisher. This one here, so it clips in. So this has got a proper cradle bracket that attaches to the wall, but I've only got this for the brass one, not one for the chrome. So what my plan is to make something that will do the same job by using a bolt-in eye, which I think bolted through the board will cradle the bottom, the nozzle. And I have these tool clips. People usually use them for putting screwdrivers or tools, obviously any kind of tools on the wall in their sheds or workshops. And that will clip around the neck of the handle there, and it'll basically work just like the other one does. So I hold it on the board So that's those two sorted. That one's, yep, the original bracket. Now Big Red, the big Simplex extinguisher, this thing's got a decent amount of weight to it. I think it's copper or brass underneath the red paint, but what I did was just give it a good wash down and a clear coat to bring it back up with a little bit of shine. But I love the patina on this, the way it is showing its age. It's a really neat piece. So to support that, I have a couple of kitchen cupboard door handles. Now what I'm going to do with these is bolt them through the board. Check you can see it alright there. So just like an L-shaped type handle, but I think they step far enough off the wall to hang one through there and one at the base of the extinguisher, and if I space them right, they should take the weight and should be okay, should look alright. So we're going to give this a go. First step will be probably putting the board on the wall, and then we can mark it all out while it's up there and then take it back down to do all the mounting. So this is the means of attaching the board to the wall. These are the hooks. These are little dynabolts, expand into the wall. If you don't know how a dynabolt works, drill a hole into the concrete, push this in, and then as you tighten the nut on that side, it pulls. This is tapered, pulls back inside the dynabolt and expands into the concrete, holds them on there. So yeah, we're going to whack those in. As long as I leave enough height and enough room to be able to pivot the board, then I drill a 10mm hole into the board. I'll make sure I sort of position them with enough width so that I can get it in and out of there without it jamming up on the back. So yeah, I'll just mark these out, get them nice and level, drill some holes. For big guy in the middle, probably try and center it top to bottom. Brass Pyrene on this side, and its proper bracket. Not sure whether I should line them. Probably best to line them all up along the top. Keep the top looking even. Probably a good spot. And silver or chrome on this side, evenly spaced. It gives me some extra room to put anything else around here. I'm bound to pick up other little bits and pieces along the way. Okay, so I've got the first two brackets for the Big Red extinguisher on the board. I'm just going to test fit this against the wall now, hang it back up on its big hooks, try that extinguisher, and see if that one works, and then we'll move on to the little ones after that. Okay, so this is just the final little bracket that I've made for the extinguisher that goes on this side. Got the eye bolt through there that fits perfectly around the nozzle for this. So I'll show you this counterboard, got this tool clip through here, bolt counterboard through there with the nut on the back. Pre-drilled my holes, countersunk on the other side to screw this up from the underneath. Clips around the neck of the extinguisher handle, screwed into there. So we'll put those last couple of screws in, put it on the wall, and yeah, job done. Okay, here we go, finished, hanging on the wall. So yeah, about these extinguishers. So this is a, what I believe I said earlier, 1930s is the earliest that I've found on Trade Me and eBay and places like that, people that are selling these. This one's been polished up. Original place that I got this from, it was given to me by Ralph Scott. Thanks Ralph. Ralph's in Gisborne. Uncle Ralph, he's got a business over there, does a lot of work for the fire service, and he's got some old memorabilia and things around, and he thought this would go great with some of the stuff that I've got in my collection. So yeah, Pyrene extinguisher, no longer made, used. Found that the chemicals in them were quite hazardous to one's health. So yeah, that's a little bit about that. Does still function. I have had the cap out of it. Cap unscrews to refill it. I've just filled it with water in the past, and yeah, works as a good water gun. So just yeah, it's just a pump action. So quite neat with the bracket. And yeah, sits in there nicely. So next one along, big read here. This came from Uncle Clive Mazeman in Gisborne as well. Uncle Clive's helped me out with a lot of stuff. Can't thank you enough, Clive, if you're watching. So this is a soda acid type extinguisher. So the instructions for this, yeah, turn and hold upside down. So you grab it from the bracket on the wall, turn it upside down, which would start the chemical reaction inside the chamber, pressurizing it, and then you'd aim. So you'd grab it from the bracket, flip it over, and aim this at the fire. There is a handle in there, so you hold it by that handle and just flame, across the fire and put the fire out. So yeah, soda acid type. The lid unscrews. These are refillable and rechargeable. Yeah, lid comes off still. I won't take it right off. But as I said, that's basically in the condition it came in, apart from me giving it a good wipe down, clean down with some soapy water, and putting a clear coat just to protect what's left of the paint on there. I did start polishing it, but I didn't want to polish the black out of the brass badge on the front, so we'll just clear coated it to keep it as is. Looks really, really cool. So next one along is labelled as an auto fire extinguisher Simplex. You can see the similarities in the design. I believe this is probably brass with the chrome coating over the top. It's brass inside the neck there. This is 1950s era. Actually, I forgot to mention, I did earlier in the video, this is 1958 Big Red, by the way. It's stamped in the back, so that's a definite year for that one. So these ones here, yeah, 1950s era as well. And they are a carbon tetrachloride, probably the same chemical that was in the Pyrene. These were marketed as an auto fire extinguisher. Lots of people having these in cars, race cars, motorbikes. I believe there was something similar that Harley Davidson had fitted. Not 100% sure. But yeah, all three of these have got Wormald. No, sorry, that one Harrison Ramsey. This one was yeah, Wormald. Were the what would you call them? The distributors, the agents, I guess, for them. Wormald is a company that's still around doing fire systems. So again, this one has a little screw fill in the top, rechargeable, refillable, and just pumps. I haven't put water through this one to pump it, but feels like it would still work. Just been polished up, and now part of a display, and like you saw multiple times, taking this thing off the wall, no problem. Pop the extinguishers off, unhook it. I can make like a an easel board leg for the back of this on a hinge, so it can stand up, go on the grass, and take it out to the yeah, any of the events or any of the places I've managed to get to once this COVID thing goes away, and we can start showing stuff off again and having decent sized events. So alright, thanks for watching the video. Like, share it, subscribe. I want to get my subscriber numbers up. You know, this is just a part-time hobby for me, but you know, to get subscriber numbers up would be really cool. Share the videos around. I always say it, I've got plenty of other projects and things coming up, so hope you've enjoyed this a little bit anyway. Cheers.